What is up, and welcome into the Easy Smoke and the GM podcast. I am your host, Ezra McCann, and I'm joined, as always, by my outstanding co-host. He's a Chicago public league legend. He's a Simeon legend. He's a Grambling State legend. He played second base for the Tigers back in the day. He was all SWAC. He is none other than Brandon Williams, a.k.a. Coach Smoke. And we've got our NFL draft expert, just all-around football, just guru. He knows everything about the sport. Yes, sir. He is Glenn Morgan, our GM. And let me first off apologize to everybody. Coming off a little bit of a cold here, so if I get into a coughing spell during the show, I'm gonna try to mute. But if you hear some hacking going on, that's just me. I apologize. So that's first off, and then second, last time we talked was right after the Green Bay win,
the walk-off win,
right before the holiday. And since then, fellas, we're on a 2-game losing streak here for the Bears, but we won the division.
Yeah.
Division 1. We ended up getting the number 2 seed, and we host Green Bay Saturday night. In the what do they call this? The first round now?
Wild
Is it
card.
it's wild card, even though
divisional, wild card, divisional, and then conference championship.
So it's just wild card weekend.
Wild card weekend. Yep.
I don't like that.
It seems like you earned it, right? It seems like you just kind of backed in.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, we're the division champ, and I get it's just all because of scheduling. They made it, and they wanted to add in an extra playoff team. I don't like this, man. It's like I don't feel like a division champ now because we're playing in the opening weekend.
It's called first round playoffs.
Only 2 of the division champs in the past would get a bye anyway.
Right.
Granted, we would have been one.
We would have been one of the. Yeah, we would have got the bye.
Would have been one, but
yeah. I don't like it. And, this is the first time we've been in this.
No.
Were
we in the same predicament? Nagy first year. Weren't we the 2 seed then too?
No, we were the 3.
We were the 3. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure we were the 3 seed.
The Rams are the number 1 seed, right?
The Rams were 1. I think the Saints were 2.
The year
the year we went the double doink year.
Yeah, wasn't that the year they won it? Or was that
was the year
the Rams won it?
No, Patriots won it. Patriots won it that year, right?
No, the Eagles won it.
Eagles won it. No, Eagles were the division champ. They were the defending champ. Who won in 2018?
That was the second. That was back to back.
It was the Patriots.
It was the Patriots then.
Patriots beat the Rams.
Yes, Patriots beat the Rams.
Patriots beat the Rams. Yeah. I remember that. So this is our first time in this 17. Though,
Wait, what?
We made the playoffs in 2020 as the wild card.
So, but the question was in this position in terms of being a second round or being a second seed. That's how I understood the question. You could say being in this position before.
I think being in the position of being a division winner and hosting.
Last time we were division winner was under
division
Nagy.
Winner. Yeah.
Under Nagy.
That was a double doink game.
That was a double doink game. Yes.
Yeah.
2018 Bears.
Right. And then 2020 was that. I don't even count that as a playoff appearance.
Yeah, that's the first time you had 7 teams.
Yeah, and we went to
back to 8 and 8. I think back our way out.
Yeah. All right, that doesn't matter anyway. Saturday night, fellas. How should we take this game? All right, I know, like for me, I've been playing this entire season as I thought the Bears would be a successful season if they won 8 games, and ever since that 8th win, I've been like, this is just gravy after this. Mm-hmm. But now I'm like, damn, we're in it, and I feel like I'm gonna be highly disappointed if we come out of here with a one and done in the playoffs and lose to Green Bay Saturday night. That's
so
highly disappointed.
I think so. Yeah.
So I'll be upset. I will. But it wouldn't negate that we did do something that no one expected. It wouldn't negate that. But on the flip side of it, knowing the NFL, my mindset is we gotta cash in.
Yeah.
We gotta cash in. Now, granted, is it realistic? No, it's not realistic, but we're in the tournament. Anything can happen. So that's my mindset right now. Anything can happen, and I'm no longer just happy being in the tournament. Now it's let's fucking try to shock the world and win this motherfucker because next year we can be right back in the dumps, and
You could be Washington.
you never know. You
Get out
never
of here,
know.
man. That's
So,
scared thought. That's
that
scared
ain't
thinking,
scared
man.
thought.
That's
No,
scared thinking, man.
that ain't scared thinking.
Look, man, this is
You-
sustainable. This ain't a one and done. And I understand nothing's guaranteed, but everybody's forgetting about the Eagles' journey and Jalen Hurts' journey. You know, barely making the playoffs, losing in the playoffs, get back the next year in the playoffs, get a little bit further, lose, get to the Super Bowl, should have won, lost, come back 11-6 playoffs, who come back again and then win it. Sustainable. Look at the Chiefs run. I'm not saying we have to have a run like that in terms of their success, but in terms of just playoffs back to back. You look at what the Steelers have done for a lot of years. Look what the Ravens have done for a lot of years. Look what the Bills have done recently. There's no reason why the Chicago Bears have to feel like this is the only effing chance we got, so we got to cash in while we can. No, we're not going to be the Washington Commanders. That was their situation. Everything's completely different. That team was built with a lot of older players, a lot of free agents, and a lot of things went well for them in terms of they didn't have a lot of injuries that year. The Bears are building a core. The Bears have had some substantial injuries, especially on the defensive side, but have still been able to show that they can win. Now, granted, you're not going to have the kind of turnovers year to year like that. That's understood. But you can tell by the way this offense is building, it's building towards something sustainable. And I, for one, don't worry and care if they lose. Don't want to lose? No, of course not. I don't care if they lose because this team has shown that the losses that they've incurred, that they've learned and they've grown. The younger players mature, the veteran players become reinvigorated through these losses. And I think it's made them such a better comprised team. But the coaches have learned as well as the players. And I think anything along the rest of this path is something that will grow towards building something that's going to be sustainable. I think we're in a great space. Win, lose. I think the Bears are in a great space. And against Bear fans, buckle up because it's going to be good for the next 5 to 7 years of playoff run.
I can get with that. I can get with that. I can.
History though. I'm huge on history. History tells me that it's a great possibility that's not going to happen.
No, that's again defeatist attitude. No,
it might be, but that's just how I've grown up. I came up early on. I know the '80s Bears were great.
Thank you.
That was a great run from '84 to I give them to '91. That was a great run, right? After that, though, it's always been these, one and dones. The 2001 13-3 team, and then it was done.
Right.
You get to the Super Bowl in 06, and it was pretty much done.
But Lovey's teams
22. Well, but see, Lovey, and the problem with Lovey's teams, they were okay during that span. But after the Super Bowl, okay, they won the division in 05, out one and done in the playoffs. They get to the Super Bowl in 06, losing the Super Bowl. 07, they took a major hit and they won 7 games in 07. They won, I think, 8 games in 08, whatever it was. They finally get back to the playoffs, and they didn't go back to the playoffs in 2010. Now, mind you, it was some hiccups in there. Urlacher missed an entire season in 09. 2010 happens. They get to the NFC Championship game, lose to the Packers. 2011, they go on they're on the roll, and then Cutler breaks his finger, breaks his thumb.
Yeah.
Season down the drain from there. Then it's 2018.
But
double doink.
I think the difference in all those teams you mentioned, we didn't have offense. I don't give a damn about none of them. We didn't have offense with none of them teams you mentioned. We didn't have offense.
We didn't have a quarterback. If Cutler was with those, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And so I think that's what makes it different now. That's what makes it different now. We actually see that we have an offense that's why I say I could get with what GM is saying, because our offense does look sustainable. And with the way our defense is this year, it's pretty damn bad. They get the turnovers, but it's pretty damn bad. So it's truthfully, outside of the turnover wise, the only way for them is to go is up, improvement wise, on everything else. We're going to decline on the turnovers. That's not going to happen on a year-to-year basis. But I don't believe we can be any worse than we are defensively outside of the turnovers moving forward. So that's why I'm like, I do see the sustainability. I just with the mindset of what it's football. Injuries could happen. I don't want to think like that. But that's where my thought went. Not on the fact that I think this team is going to falter like the 2019 Nagy team. No, because the offense never showed us, even in 2018, that they was something sustainable. I believe our offense is definitely sustainable. So that's why I say I could get with what you're saying.
That's true. That's true.
In that aspect.
Here's the thing. Here's a few things. The defense is not as bad as it may have seemed. Keep in mind, Dennis Allen's been basically coaching with one hand tied behind his back all year. One, getting used to the new personnel. Two, having personnel to get used to. And that kept changing. Secondary, to losing all our linebackers. The defensive line's probably been the healthiest, but they're the least productive.
Right.
But if you look at the last couple of games, yeah, San Francisco was moving the ball and everything, no doubt. But the Bears still do enough to keep in the game. Against Detroit, and actually last game against Detroit and last game against Green Bay, think about how many times those teams were in the red zone and came over field goals. Oh. It's a bend but don't break defense. They do enough. And I think because of that, you realize where you're deficient. If this next draft and offseason can produce for the defense what it did for the offense, you've definitely got something in terms of building blocks. Your defensive coordinator is not going to leave anywhere. We finally have a head coach who's an offensive coordinator who's not going anywhere, who's actually worth his weight in salt, or he's worth his salt, however the saying goes. And we have a quarterback who you can build around, who is franchise capable and clearly looks to be the part. So those things are different. You want to juxtapose that to back when you had the 80s Bears, it's because Jim Finks and what he did as a general manager. And again, the NFL was a different time back then. You didn't have free agency like you do now. Right. So you're able to retain your players. But the Bears were good because of that core that they built. So that was the most sustainable run, at least in modern history when it comes to the Bears. Again, all the other ones, the one-offs that you're talking about with Dick Duran and Wannstedt and so on and so forth, no quarterback, journeyman quarterback, and then a lot of maybe cast-offs or free agents. You had piecemeal parts put together, but nothing drafted that was going to be your core that you could quite build around or count on. And even when you thought you did, something might have happened, like Spielman. Alonzo Spielman kind of went bonkers. So there's a guy who was supposed to anchor your defense, and then you can't count on him. And just a whole bunch of other things along those lines. I think here it's different. You have a GM who, I'm not the biggest Poles fan, but I think the combination of Poles and Johnson is solid, because I think what Poles is going to do is focus more on getting these guys signed and re-signed. I think Johnson has a decent eye for talent. With that being said, I think I said it before, like with the debate I had with Carmen, it's like you got to know what it looks like. You got to know what kind of players you need, and you have to get those guys that fit that. And you have to understand and know what it looks like. That's what we've seen the Steelers do for decades, what we've seen the Ravens do for a couple of decades, is what we've been seeing the Chiefs do. Once you know what it looks like, you can start replacing the players that you need. Right now, offensive line-wise, we know what it's going to look like. So the interior that we have that we're free agents, that's fine. Some of those guys they're not new guys, but you can start drafting guys to emulate to be able to replace those guys. Your bookends are young, so they're going to be there for a while. So that's part of your core there. Receiver wise, you already see that Luther Burden is our St. Amon. He's the St. Brown. Yeah, that's exactly.
Number one to me, dog.
You look at Loveland, and when asked, Loveland said he modeled his game after Laporta. Loveland is like Detroit's Laporta. What we're kind of missing is that Jameson, that speed guy. So that's probably going to be the next element that's going to be added to that. But with that, you still have solid boundary receivers in terms of DJ and also Dunze whenever he gets back healthy. So you've got your boundary receivers, your running backs. You see where they're not quite as explosive as Jameer, not quite as powerfully elusive as Montgomery, but you got power
but
and you got
very effective.
you got power, you got athleticism, and so you know what it looks like. And our quarterback, I would say, here's a funny thing: our Jared Goff is on the bench.
Yeah,
because people don't realize how deep the Bears quarterback room kind of is. Because I think he.
and you ain't even talking about Tyson Bagent. You talking about?
No, actually, I ain't talking about Tyson.
Oh, you is? I thought you were talking about
Keenum.
Yeah, Case Keenum.
No, he's the veteran sage head that's going to end up being somebody's quarterback coach. But with Bagent, we've only seen him in preseason, but he operates. He looks like golf in terms of his operation. Being precision. Reading the defense, all those things that a coach wants your quarterback to do. He does those things because he has to do those things. Caleb kind of can be like, hey, I can do this and I can do that because I got the athleticism. Bajan's like, no, I got to execute it because I got to do this, that, and the other. But he has that ability. So my point is, we know what it looks like, and we're seeing it on offense. On defense, Dennis Allen may not have what he needs, but he effing knows what he needs because he knows what it looks like because he had it some degree with the Raiders defense back when he was DC for the Raiders. He definitely had it when he's with the Saints. And so now he's going to have to get some of those players to fit in. So I think that triumvirate, those three in terms of Allen, Johnson, and Poles are going to be able to put together what is needed. And keep in mind, these guys are still very young. I mean, Allen's probably is older than both of those guys, but he's only like in his 40s. Poles is, I think, yeah.
Dennis Allen
in his 50s.
Well, maybe he's in his 50s, but he's a young 50s.
He's older. He's older than
me.
Well, he might be like
that man looks old. Now,
he might be like, was it like 51, 52? He might be 51, 50. I don't think he's that old. We have to look it up though. But anyway, point being, hey, defensive coordinators, we see with Fangio, they can last until 53.
September 22nd, day after me.
Yeah, 53. That's young. He's a young guy as far as I'm concerned. So those guys, he could be the DC for the next 10 years. See what I'm saying? And you've got Johnson and Poles are the youngest GM and head coach in this division. So I think what we have is something that, and this is why I said sometime going back, and I apologize for taking as much time, but I'm really emphatic about this. This guy's gonna be the best head coach that I've seen in my lifetime as a Chicago Bear fan. I talk about half a century watching Bears coaches. He's going to be the best one. I think the best general manager is still Jim Finks. I swear by that one. But I think Poles and this combination could be something that can usher this Bear franchise into a realm of sustainability that I haven't seen since the 80s Bears, late 80s Bears. But I think it'll surpass that. I think it'll surpass that by a good margin.
It'll surpass that. You do. Yes. You realize what that means, right?
Oh, it's going to be a Super Bowl win, and I think various appearances. I think Caleb, at the very least, I think Johnson, Caleb combination will at least get to 3 Super Bowls. Not saying in a row. I'm not saying every other year. I think they'll be good enough to get to 3 Super Bowls. I really believe that. Now, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, and I'm here for it all.
So then this pressure that's building up inside of me for this Bears Packers matchup is
no pressure.
Just crazy talk.
So
man, here's
my thing.
Bears Packers every
this
week,
is
man.
what I wanted. I don't know what nobody else. This is what I want. One, I don't care about. I mean, of course, you can't not say or acknowledge the rivalry. You can't not do that. You're going to acknowledge it. But as a football person that root for the Bears, the Packers is our best matchup. That's number one.
That's
two, if we say life is different in Chicago, what better way to stamp that by beating them? If we lose to them, so what? We can say, hey, we're a year ahead. But if we beat them, guess what we can say? This is officially our shit now. It's so many benefits to this, and I just think that's our best matchup.
I agree with that part of it. That if you beat them, we that's it. We didn't.
what's gonna if we lose? What we've been losing to them.
I'm saying that's why I'm saying I'm seriously worried about this, man. It's not
But
like
if
Don't worry about it. Enjoy it. Embrace it.
The win 3 weeks ago. It's not like we kicked their ass. All right?
The win that they had
the
against us
win
was like
3
they
weeks
beat
ago
us.
for them ain't like they kicked our ass either.
Exactly.
I'm just saying
They got lucky. I'm sure we let them off the hook.
in the Caleb Williams era. Think about it. The first win that Love got, they won that because of a blocked field goal. Remember that?
Exactly.
Remember that? Like, so people talking this, like, in the last 2 seasons, and this was with an awful ass coaching coordinator conversation. Like, the Packers have struggled with us over the last 2 seasons.
Yes, they have.
Saying every meaningful game, every meaningful game that the Bears have played the Packers in my lifetime, we've lost. Right?
I understand.
It was meaningful 2 weeks ago. They won a division for us.
You remember I told y'all how
3 weeks ago.
Packers, that was one.
You remember? I don't know if y'all remember me saying this on the podcast at some point. How the Packers' success is predicated off the Bears' misery, right? Everything that happens for the Packers positively comes through the Bears. 2010, right? They beat us to win the Super Bowl. I'm willing to guarantee this. They beat us Saturday. That will be the only playoff win they get. So guess what? This is not the same Packers of old. They ain't shit. If they beat us, so what? But we on their ass. We're coming for them. We're coming for them.
I don't know.
I'm not worried about it, man.
Look, I'm telling you this, man. I'm telling you this. This division, buckle up and strap down. I said it before the season began. I've maintained it throughout the season. And as much as Minnesota had their struggles, they ain't going nowhere either. This division is going to be rocking and it's going to be fun, man. I'm here for it all. Give me Bears Packers every week. Give me Bears Detroit every week. Give me Bears Minnesota every other week.
I say you this. The way this division is shaping up, Detroit better hope and pray we don't figure out this D-line. Because they're gonna go 0 for in the division if we figure out to get pressure on Goff. They only beat us this year in the division. If you they went 2-4. Only 2 wins was against us because we couldn't get pressure on Goff. I watched every single game they played in the division in Detroit. Green Bay was all over his ass. Minnesota was all over his ass. He couldn't do nothing. So we get our damn pass rush together. Detroit gonna be looking, but they O-line get healthy then.
And Laporta. And that secondary was banged up too. I mean, dude, I'm telling you, this division is going to be the standard by which other divisions are going to be measured for the next several years. And it's going to look a lot like the AFC North was for the better part of the last decade. It's going to be that back and forth. I'm telling you. And the only reason why either the Steelers or the Ravens or the Bengals didn't get the more Super Bowls is because of Mahomes. That's the only reason. I mean, think about that. Lamar, man, and Buffalo. But Buffalo and the Ravens, like, man, Mahomes treating them like Jordan. Like, man, if it wasn't for him, we'd be in the Super Bowl. And guess who has the better Jordan-esque person as their quarterback? Guess what team in this division has that?
We do.
Us.
We do.
Us. Hey, man, look. I said it last year when I wasn't on board. Something about that month of being down a few scores. Some change in his DNA. I said that last year. And now this year, he's just taking it to wins now. Like, dog. I still feel this way. If we get somebody to implant his mind, 14-0 at the start of the game. We might he might throw 60 touchdowns in the season. Because dude, when he's losing, is cerebral. It's crazy. It is crazy. Went down 16-0 Sunday, and I was never worried.
Hey, I'm like, we're still in this. It was 16-0 with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. I'm like,
I was
still a game.
Never worried.
And then they scored with like 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and it was 16-8. Like, oh, it's just a one-score game. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. So yeah, man, and that's another thing too. I've seen I remember the first Cardiac Kids, that phrase first came out with the Cleveland Browns, and Brian Sipe was the quarterback. I know this is before your time. Ozzie Newsome was still catching passes. That's how long ago it was. But they're the Cardiac Kids. I remember that Colts under Jim Harbaugh and the Colts, they were like the next group, like Cardiac Kids. They were like winning games, pulling out their butt and winning spectacular. This Bears team is not too dissimilar from those guys, but the thing that's different, those teams were built for like one season.
Mm-hmm.
You can see where this team is just learning how to win. And it's nothing better than learning how to win when you have to do it in clutch moments and you're a young building team, because that's going to set a foundation, man. It's going to set a foundation so that you're never worried. Your blood pressure is not going to raise. The only thing you have to do is just what B's saying. You got to treat the first half like it's the fourth quarter, so you're not in that situation. So, yeah, man, I mean, get ready for it, man, because the Eagles are probably going to start facing some money issues, maybe a little bit, but they do a good job. Seattle seems like they're built for a little bit longer. The Rams, I think I don't know, they got to get a quarterback because Stafford can't play forever.
Cap out at some point.
And they always
some
usually
point
do
soon,
that.
yeah.
Right. Carolina, we'll see. Tampa Bay. I mean, I don't know if there's any other. The Falcons have a lot.
That really should be Atlanta's division moving forward. It should be.
But they got to figure it out.
Atlanta's all the time, though.
Right. So I'm telling you, man, get ready to strap up. You get out of this division, it's like you get out of this division and you're a 1 or a 2 seed. Trust the rest of the teams in that conference are gonna be like, damn, we got to go through Chicago. Damn, got to go through Green Bay. Damn, got to go through Detroit. Ain't gonna be easy. And not only that, here's the other thing. I grew up, and maybe Ez remember too. What was the nickname for the Bears' old division back in the day?
Black and blue.
Yeah, brother. The black and blue. This is back. Let's get back to the black and blue. Look how physical the running backs are. Detroit has brought that physicality back. The Bears have always been a physical team. They're reinforcing it. And Green Bay has a little bit with their running back. And I'm telling you, man, that physicality, you have to meet it. And if you meet it, that means you have to match it. So I look at this division to be an extremely physical division. Extremely physical division.
I think this is probably one of the first times in Bears history for me that a lot of stuff that I questioned was proven to be like wrong. And it's a great thing. I questioned Colston Loveland over Warren. Colston Loveland is a monster. Is a beast. I mean, I didn't question Ben Johnson, but early on I was questioning, his coaching, and I wasn't giving him the credit early on like everyone else was. But that's changed. Everybody know on here how I felt about Caleb before. Now I'll kill you when it comes to Caleb. So it's been like one of those years where, damn, keep proving me wrong, because I'm loving it. And like Ryan Poles, I kind of start flipping to his side more when I'm like, well, look, at the end of the day, what he's bringing in, the coaches got to coach it. And now Ben Johnson is making him look good, especially on the offensive side. Now he got to shift that energy to the defensive side. So let's see. But this has been a hell of a year, and I'm like you said, the core is what's so promising, because you have a second-year quarterback, a second-year receiver, a rookie tight end, a rookie receiver who I think is really our number one. You have a third year left? Right tackle? Third year, right?
Year. It's in his third year now, yeah.
Trapillo's a rookie, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Rookie left tackle. A rookie number 2 running back who's shown to be successful. have a veteran tight end,
Who's still young.
a veteran receiver, like veteran inside lineman.
Mm-hmm.
Like this shit's like we set up that side of the ball for sustainability for sure. Now the resources can be done to the other side.
I still don't want to. This chance we have here, though, I want to make sure that they take full advantage of it.
You maximize it, man, but you don't fret if it doesn't turn out to be a Super Bowl. You maximize it because here's the problem, man. Here's not the problem. Here's the difference.
Not easy to win a Super Bowl.
It's not.
It isn't.
It's not.
The difference is, and I think the Nagy thing has traumatized us a little bit to some degree. Or at least I hear some Nagy trauma in your
absolutely
in your quivering.
Man, it's a lot of trauma that I've endured over the years.
But Nagy and to a great degree Trubisky, they never meshed. And Trubisky, I don't think Trubisky did what was needed to learn to be a better quarterback under Nagy, and I don't think Nagy knew how to help make him a better quarterback. It didn't work out, and that was evident. And it was evident the year after that, and it was even more evident the year after that year. So we're already seeing that not be an issue between Caleb and John. I mean, hell, Caleb came in his coach's high school jersey,
had his high school jersey on,
and had to have it made. It wasn't like he went and bought it, found it somewhere. He had to have it made. So that'll let you know what he thinks of his coach. I mean, and he's taking on his coach's persona already. I mean, he's mirroring that in a lot of ways. It's different, man. It just feels different. And I'll say this right quick. Being that I've seen half a century of football and half a century of Bear football, I've seen those building blocks. I've seen that happen before. I've seen that with the 83 Bears that went into the 84 Bears that eventually became the legendary 85 Bears. And we saw a little bit with Lovey's first year here, turnaround in terms of, getting the old guys, not old guys, but the guys that just weren't going to be here, getting them out the way, kind of, changing the culture. So
we had to change the
right
defensive
mindset,
philosophy.
Defensive philosophy, the mindset, everything. And then seeing it to the year where they did make the playoffs, under Kyle Orton, more or less, basically. Mm-hmm. And then the lack of like you said, the one and done, but then coming back the following year and making it to the Super Bowl. And if it wasn't for some bad coaching decisions and bad quarterback play, Bears probably win that Super Bowl. So those are building blocks, is my point. So whatever happens with this Bears team, I don't expect them to get the Super Bowl. I don't know what the playoff run is going to be like. I'm not even worried about it because I'm seeing the same kind of progress. It's different. I think it's better than what the other two that I've mentioned in some ways. I think there's more chance for it to be sustainable, further than those 80s Bears. But I'm seeing the same thing here. And that's what's got me so excited. It's like, man, bro, because to your point, and I think somebody mentioned it's like, I'm starting to see depth develop too. Mm-hmm. Not just the starters. I'm starting to see depth develop too. And that's how you keep it going, man. Yeah, you got your frontline guys, but you got to develop the backup guys. Because keep in mind, Trapillo wasn't starting left tackle.
No.
Right.
Benedict had.
Well, right. Before that, Jones started.
I'm not even counting that. I'm not even counting that. I'm not counting that. Okay, I'm not even counting that.
But that's
we knew he was on his way out.
But that he's gone, or he.
Well, no, he's still on the roster. But
they're not going to renew. They're not going to renew. No. What I'm saying was that Theo was the guy. So Theo is your backup, the guy who was starting ahead of the guy that's starting right now.
Well, Theo's your new swing tackle, which you got to be happy about as well.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. You're starting to see. So on defense. I mean, just think of how deep that secondary is. Smith has gone up before the season began. He'll be coming back more than likely. He's going to get you're going to be able to sign him for a friendly deal because he can't demand too much money because he's coming off an injury. And you look at, Gordon, and here's the problem. This is where I think we're going to run some issues against Green Bay because we just saw Gardner get abused by St. Brown.
But he out.
Concussion, right? No, I understand that. What I'm saying is that I'm talking about the depth that we have. But
wait, who's out? Okay. CJ.
CJ.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm
Yeah,
saying
he did
is
look extremely woozy coming off the field there.
yeah. But what I'm
On
saying
Sunday.
is having a player like Gordon is a difference maker that we would probably having him. I feel better against facing teams that have that slot guy like St. Brown. But my point is that even without him on the majority of the season, look how deep the team has been. Sean Wright out of nowhere being developed. So, the linebackers. I mean, Jesus, man. I mean, we've lost the linebackers 3 or 4 times this year. Guys off the street coming in. So yeah, man. It
It's
feels different. It looks different, and I think it's gonna be it's gonna be all right. Yes, it's gonna be all right.
is it me? Our defense was better when we were running basically a dime base when all the linebackers were out than it is in the last 2 weeks here.
Uh,
Man, it's been a brutal couple weeks.
I don't think the Detroit game was completely brutal because I
Yes,
think they tried.
they held and they held them to some field goals there,
I think what
but
made it brutal for me is just
it could have got
the
ugly.
time of possession.
Yeah,
I felt it kept the
they couldn't get
offense
off the
from getting
field.
a rhythm.
Yeah.
Well, here's when your offense
What
is
did they
supposed
have?
to
Did
help
they
your
have two? Did
defense.
they have two possessions in the first half?
I think so.
Yeah,
Three.
three.
We
Yeah,
had three.
okay.
But
Yeah,
that's where your offense has got to help your defense. By having sustained drives and being out there, so that you can get something. And your defense done right back out there because Detroit's going to do what the Bears do, and they're going to have those long drives because that's how they take your soul. They wear you down. They wear your mindset down. They fatigue you, and it fatigues your body physically, and it fatigues your mind mentally. So, you know, it challenges you. It's like how much heart you got left. And that's where I think a team like the Bears have excelled because they challenge mofo's hearts. I mean,
yeah.
I still see Michael Parsons' face the first time they played Green Bay this year in Green Bay, and the Bears they thought they had him stopped like on third and long. The Bears did a screen pass, and they got like third and like 12 or something like that, and Parsons was like looking like, "What? We still on the field?" And I think they cut to a commercial or something. I'm like, yeah, dude, they're taking your heart out, because in the Bears in the fourth quarter, it's like the Bears are stronger and other teams are like fatigued and like doubting themselves and weaker. It just look, San Francisco had that look in their eyes too, like, oh shit, we left too much time on it. Bears could have beat Frisco, Bears could have beat Green Bay. Those games were as winnable as
Should
any of
have.
the other
San
ones.
Francisco literally ran out of time.
Yeah, they're as
Ran
winnable as
out of
any of the other
time.
games.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, just enjoy it, is just enjoy
I wish I could just do that.
it.
I would be honest. I can't do that. I can't do that. The logical as in me says you should, but no, it's not. This isn't possible. It's not possible. This is Bears Packers. The meathead in me is all the way out here. And yeah, it's no stopping this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm pumped up. I'm pumped up. I can't really show it because I'm still getting over this cold, but man, I'm fired up, man. I'm ready for this game, man.
Well,
Can't wait.
with that being said, what are you guys' keys to success against Green Bay?
Run the football. Do not get away
Okay.
from it, Ben Johnson. Run the football. Run the football. Control the clock.
So you're concerned about
Touchdowns,
keeping
not
Green Bay
field
off the field.
goals. Yeah, keep Jordan loving that offense off the
My
field.
key, my
That's it.
my key is I don't even say we need the defense to get turnovers. I mean that it's always great, but for me, defense force three and outs. Force three and outs. You force three and outs, we got a good chance. We got a really good chance to dominate this game. If you force three and outs. Three. That's it.
Number.
Because I do agree in the red zone, they buckle down. But if we can shorten these drives and get three and outs to get the offense to get into a rhythm, I think to me that's the key. I think Ben just gotta be smart about when he go away from the run and when
I
he
agree.
I think that last drive against Detroit,
Yeah.
you have to run that first play to get to the 2-minute warning to at least, decide what you're going to do after that. I know a lot of people were saying to me, and I agree, Burden got to catch that slant pass. At the same time,
bad pass.
it was thrown hard as hell, but
behind him.
also, no, that slant,
It was
on
behind him a little bit. It was behind him a little bit. Check out again.
I have to look again.
Did his hands touch it?
It's not always a fair thing.
Yes, it is.
But here's my thing.
If your hands touch it, you
as a person that believes in the sports gods, it could have been right on his chest. He was gonna drop it because we shouldn't have ran the goddamn play. No way. We should have ran the ball. I'm like, so, just things like that. Funny thing, Ben Johnson and goddamn Dan Campbell showed us why they was together in that game. They both did some tweaking shit on the coach's side. Ben Johnson, especially Dan Campbell, that goddamn third down running play running back pass to Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Stupid. I was stupid football.
Like, oh, you two motherfuckers is one and the same. I see why y'all was together. But I think knowing when to do it at the right times, and I think he will. But definitely the 3 and outs. I think if we could force 3 of them, we are going to be really good. Really good. I do believe Jordan Love will throw us a couple balls. I do.
I think he's good for one, for sure. Yeah, I agree with elements of both of what you guys are saying. I think the running game is going to be key for the Bears, no doubt. And I'm sure Green Bay is preparing for that. And controlling the clock, as you mentioned, B, and the defense being able to contain that offense and get off the field as quickly as possible so the Bears do get a chance to do the things you just mentioned, run the ball, control the clock. With that being said, I think to effectuate that, I think Johnson needs to really, I think, to get the offense off and going. I want to see that 12 personnel out there for the most part, because off of that you can run, you can pass. Both tight ends have shown that they are capable of controlling the middle of the field, and I think that's important for Caleb in terms of him being able to see his targets, get to his targets, not have to take a long time for those guys to get down the field, so to speak. And I think that'll help later on as the game wears on, as far as the boundary receivers go, and Luther Burden also be able to, be effective.
We got to get him going early.
Got to get him going early, and that's even putting him in the backfield, swinging him out, slant passes, screen passes, all those things. But I think that base 12 personnel, I think they really, because that's also going to help their running game too. And we've seen that Luther's committed to blocking downfield as well as DJ. If Odunze's healthy enough, that's fine. But I think even with Odunze, you got to be careful. Try not to have him do too many things. Maybe just have him go, some streak, something where he doesn't have to cut as much, so he takes some of that pressure off his foot. But the running game, off that 12 personnel, I think offense is what they need to do. On defense, do not blitz Jordan. You help them out, because the problem that the Bears struggle both times against Green Bay and really against Detroit, really expose them. The speed guys. So I don't know how healthy Watson is, but the speed guys and the slot guys, the quick slot guys who have some speed. I don't know how healthy Jaden Reed is either, but he can be a problem for the Bears, just like St. Brown and Khalif Raymond were for Detroit. So with that, you blitz and leave them one-on-one, Bears don't have anybody that can cover those guys like that. So they're going to have to be smart with their zone. If they blitz, maybe somebody off the corner, something where you catch him, but not where he can just tell right away.
Not a zero.
No zero.
Everybody
blitz.
on the line.
Yeah. No all LB blitzes, and you're just leaving, your secondary out there one-on-one, because
you got to be able to get pressure.
You got to be exotic with it.
I think you got to.
That's the corner. Send out the linebacker. You got to do shit like that, because too often we got the linebackers on the line, and that's who coming. We ain't doing nothing exotic with the shit at all.
The upside that the Bears have in facing Green Bay, as opposed to someone like San Francisco who exposes and Detroit who exposes, They don't have that running back out the backfield who's catching the ball like those guys are. So our linebackers can do a little bit more in terms of helping out, covering the middle of the field with those slot guys. And that's where you're gonna have to zone it up a little bit, spend some zone blitzing type kind of stuff. And Dennis Allen, I think he's been creative. I think sometimes he gets a little too aggressively creative, but it's not the same old that we saw with Eberflus or even with Lovey. Lovey had benefited from having like Urlacher, who was basically Deion Sanders in the middle
The
of the
entire
field.
middle field, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is.
And he had good guys like Briggs, who also was really good, and he also had, Peanut Tillman and so on and so forth. Until our players get to that level, don't just put them out there by themselves and make plays. And again, the Bears have shown that they do a really good job as a collective. Like the sum is better than the individual parts, basically. And that's how Dennis Allen's going to have to coach them. So, but I think it's a very winnable game. It's also a game that could be lost as well. But I'm here for it, man. Look, man. Give me Chicago, Green Bay every week, and it's funny, man. I can just tell you that Tom Brady in that booth, he's like, man, give me all the Bear games because they're always fun. Like they're always close, man. It's just like even when you think like, man, it's gonna be a blow. Oh man, all of a sudden it's like, dude, fourth quarter, it's like you're there for it all. Get your popcorn ready, basically.
We got Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit this week, so.
Amazon.
Well.
Hey, last time they had us, we ran it down Philly's fucking throats.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
All right, give me Kirk Herbstreit and Al Michaels.
Let's go.
Every week.
Let's go. Where you guys want to go?
Coaches coming on to the NFL.
Yeah. Let's do that. So NFL coaches, obviously Black Monday has come and passed, and then we got the I guess not shocking news on Tuesday, but interesting news, I'll call it, on Tuesday. Coaching changes. Let's see, we have Raheem Morris out in Atlanta. And that was the
Sunday
first
night
drop. Yeah, that was the first one to
drop. That was fine. You'll get that man a hug. You was fired him. He won 4
Sunday night.
That's foul, man. That's so foul. Don't get that man a hug. You shook his hand from a distance.
Let's see. Pete Carroll in Vegas out.
Mm-hmm. Pete, we hardly knew you.
Let's see.
Cardinals
out here. Cardinals. Cannon out.
Ravens. Unless you were saving that for last.
I was saving that for last.
My bad. Sorry.
I knew you were saving them. We said.
Yeah, let me be a real host. Let me just pull it. Giants.
Dayball was gone early.
He's the first one gone. Yeah.
Oh.
Stefanski for the Cleveland.
I thought he was holding off on him too.
Oh, my fault.
No, I wasn't. No.
Oh, you wasn't? Okay.
No, I wasn't.
It's somebody else that we not mentioning. You got the Giants.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up here. Wait a minute.
Raiders, Cardinals, Browns.
Tennessee Titans, Brian Callahan.
Oh yeah, Callahan. So that was an early one. He was the first one, right?
I think he was first. He was first. Then Dayball.
Then Dayball. Then Raheem Morris, Kevin Stefanski, Pete Carroll, Gannon in Arizona, and then Harbaugh today. Fair or unfair? Let's play a little game here. Starting with
from
the first one, Tennessee Titans, Brian Callahan. Fair or unfair?
You should have been fired before they drafted Ward.
Yeah, I mean,
because here's the thing: was it fair or unfair for him? I think it was unfair because you know why it's unfair. You know why I think it's fair? Because where's Malik Willis?
Yeah.
You had Malik Willis. You didn't even try to develop him,
and they're talking about he's about to get paid.
Yeah, you didn't even try to develop him, and then you took the kid from Kentucky, Levitt. What's his name?
Callahan was the coach with Levis.
Yeah.
Okay. First year, yeah.
Will Levis. Mm-hmm.
Will Levis, and then you chose him over Malik Willis, and you trade Malik Willis. Not only that, but then F you because you gave him to Green Bay, so he's been a problem since for us at Green Bay. So screw you twice, Callahan. But yeah, so no, I think just not knowing what the hell you're doing and not knowing what talent you have, and then potentially squandering it and putting Ward in position to not succeed. It looked very much like what they did to Justin Fields here this first year. It was just like, hey, get out there and be the athlete that you are and save my job. It's pretty much what it looked like. So no, I think that's fair. I think he's fair for sure.
I agree. I don't have nothing to add.
By the way, son of Bill Callahan, former Oakland Raider coach.
Right. Yeah, he took to the Super Bowl to get waxed by his former boss.
Yeah. That Gruden.
Yeah. Brian Daboll, New York Giants.
I'll go. I think fair. Simply because you came in and one made it like you was such this big QB whisperer, and Daniel Jones had 15 touchdowns, and because he had 6 interceptions, you were so great. And then nothing developed from that beyond that. The most overrated of all of them. You got all this credit for Josh Allen. That's why sometimes you got to be careful with giving these guys credit for sensational talents.
Developing sensational talent.
For sensational talents. Like, we have to be careful because he was labeled this so great thing when in reality, the person that helped Allen become great was Stephon Diggs. Like, that's what changed everything. Not what Brandon Daboll did. Then he, like I say, went over there and you let them people pay that boy when you knew Saquon was the engine that made that thing run. So yeah, bye. And it's don't shock me that you don't hear his name and no, you're not hearing his name in these cycles.
You know why? Because he was putting that quarterback in jeopardy, running into that tent like a fool. Mm-hmm. Can he come out and play? Can he come out and play? No, he can't come out and play. He's staying inside. You're a bad influence. So yes, I'm root fair. That's 2 right now.
Well, you can't blame him though. You're trying to save his job, man.
Nah, dude. No, I can't blame you because in football, look, man, that young man's career, we entrusted him to that.
Nah, how you saving your job if you gonna get the kid?
Hey, over the holiday, I watched that Elway documentary on Netflix.
I started watching.
It's actually pretty good.
But it's
pretty good.
I gotta watch it somewhere.
Well, they showed a clip of the Super Bowl when
Which one?
This was the one where they played the Packers when they won.
Okay.
And Terrell Davis, basically, let's keep it real, had a concussion. Terrell Davis came to the sideline and said, "I can't see." And Mike Shanahan said, "Don't worry about seeing. I'm just gonna get out there. We're gonna make you a decoy." And fake it to you. You don't need to see. And he went out there and they ran the play and they did score. Or they got the first down, excuse me. And yeah, he couldn't see. So don't tell me nothing about, the NFL and protecting people. He sent Terrell Davis out there blind. That was messed up, man. That was messed up. Sorry, I'm out of a tangent there.
But he wasn't hurt.
But he Oh man. Kevin Stefanski. Oh, no, excuse me. Raheem Morris, Atlanta Falcons.
Man,
totally unfair. Go ahead, B.
I don't know if it's unfair, but it's just bogus as fuck. I don't know. What's the difference? What the kids say? 6'7"? What's the
6'7"?
6'7".
6'7".
Look, man. Oh man, I'll let you elaborate on it, but it's.
I mean, you give him a quarterback who's coming off of Achilles, and you give him like $1 gazillion. Okay, well, we'll see. But what? Oh, you drafted a quarterback who may be as injury prone and torn up from the lower half down to the guy you got who's 75 years old. Well, okay, we'll see if we can survive. So. You struggle a little bit first year. Okay, that's fine. And then you mortgage because you're in a situation where let's win now. We got some talent. We found us a quarterback. Our quarterback that we got in the first rounds did really well at the end of the year. We think we can build around him. We have a lot of good personnel. You got one of the best running backs in the league. You got a top 10, top 15 type receiver in Drake London. You got a top 15 tight end talent, maybe arguably top 10 talent. He may end up being top 5 in this year in Pitts. And then you draft 2 first-round studs to be your edge rushers in Pearson and I think is it Walker or the kid out of Georgia. I can't remember his last name, but both those guys turn around and you've got all this talent in the world and you are beset with injuries at the quarterback position. And then somehow or the other you lose your way, but then you figure it out and you're fighting for pride of nothing else, and you're beating playoff caliber teams down the stretch. And then you hug that man at the end of the Sunday night game, and you hire him less than 24 hours later. And you can tell that team really enjoyed playing for him. The players spoke out, London, Bijan Robinson. And it's like it just seems like you let him go before he got a chance to have any stability at the most key position. And that's not his fault. That is literally not his fault. And I think it's a shame because he's a young coach, youngish, I should say. And I think he had sort of a raw deal with Tampa to some degree. But I think this was even more bogus and totally unfair, man. I think, and he's only like, maybe 4 games under 500. I think it was 14 and 18 or 14 and 16. 14 and 18, 32 games. No, it's 34 games.
8 and 9 in 2 seasons, both seasons.
So 16 and 18. I'm sorry, so my math was off. So 16 and 18, right. So there's 2 games under 500. I'm like, with all that stuff going on there, I think that's a hell of a coaching job to some degree.
I will say in the Falcons' defense here, they tore everything down. So they fired the GM, they fired the team president, or excuse me, not the team president, the CEO. Is gone. He's out.
They're redoing everything.
Too. They're redoing everything. So I got to give them credit for that. If you're gonna tear it down, tear it down.
I get that.
Unlike this next team, you finna go. Come on, go ahead.
Kevin Stefanski, Cleveland Browns.
Because that's a great way to lead into this. How the hell is Andrew Berry still have a job? How?
Is he drafted Myles Garrett and Shedeur Sanders?
And you traded for Deshaun Watson and gave him $230 guaranteed dollars after facing a real crazy off the field case.
That probably was more I think ownership than it was the GM. I don't know. No, I'm with you.
They were together because he kept his job. So the owner and him sticking together on this. But okay, for the past.
Overdue.
I think it was fair.
Yeah, I think it was overdue.
But not for the reasons that everyone thinks. It has nothing to do with Shedeur Sanders. It has everything to do with the fact that, look, your time was up, dog. 6 years, nothing changed. Time to move on.
Baker Mayfield, he let him walk out the door.
Wasn't his fault, but again, why Andrew Berry still got a job. But but again, it's just it was fair in that aspect. I just don't like the fact that people made it about Shedeur Sanders. And to me, I think that's going to make this job not very attractive. I mean, one, it's Cleveland already.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Cleveland already.
They're working against it.
Cleveland already. And I mean, I think they're going to be the one team that everybody's going to have all these hopes to get one of these good name coaches, and they're going to get Declan Doyle, somebody like that. That's going to come up out of nowhere. Like, who the hell is this? Because nobody's going to want to carry on that media onslaught that's going to come with if Shedeur is not your guy, they're going to call you racist. They're going to say you're sabotaging him. They're going to do all that. And it's
no, they're not. You know why they're not going to call you racist?
They going to get his daddy?
Because you kept the GM.
So they're going to blame him now.
I'm saying the GM's a brother.
Oh, well,
You
mean,
fired
they said
Stefanski and you kept the GM that drafted Shador. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying that they're gonna say the coach is if it's not a brother. They said Stefanski was.
Oh, well, yeah, we'll see.
That whole thing, I never understood that whole thing though.
I personally
Number
I would
one,
love
why draft him?
exactly.
If you weren't in love with him to begin with, why draft him? And
First
then
round draft pick.
I don't think Stefanski wanted either.
that's what no, they were I think he
Targeting
was high. Yeah, he
Gabriel.
was high on Dylan Gabriel.
They
were happy. They were wait. You can go back to the draft day when the entire draft room was happy. Third round, they draft Dylan Gabriel, and then it was nothing but just blank faces when they draft Shador Sanders in the
fifth
fifth.
round. Man.
And then you get obviously it's going to be talk during the camp, and they try that, and then you don't get Shador any reps during camp. No scout team. I never heard of that. No scout team reps. Yeah, you couldn't obviously you couldn't get rid of him. And then
Yeah,
you let him play the final the final month of the season. I never understood it.
they had 17 quarterbacks in camp.
They
Pickett.
did. That is true.
Yeah.
But
Huntley was
wait.
with him before he went to Baltimore.
The number one guy didn't get any reps either though. But they didn't want him to have any reps. He
Flacco?
was ready. Yeah, Flacco, just be ready for game one. And then you trade. Then you trade him to your division rival.
Yeah,
Who was in need of a quarterback.
They're not going anywhere. They ain't going anywhere. It turned out to be okay.
Didn't do anything for them.
I'm just saying that didn't make any sense.
It was a weird situation, man, and nobody was on the same page. Well, clearly Stefanski wasn't on the same page with the owner and GM.
Yes.
That's what it come down to.
That's why he had to go. So it's fair.
Talk about everybody not being on the same page. Pete Carroll, Las Vegas Raiders.
He just didn't get the memo that the Raiders are a one and done gig. That's what they've been since the 2020s. They did Pete a solid. Pete, you 81 years old, man. We gonna give you one last hurrah, get you up out of here, pay you till you court. Because the last 4 coaches have been one and done.
That's insane. That's insane.
Well, that one, man. They brought in his quarterback.
That is true. I don't know why Gino would be your guy.
Didn't work. Now, right. I didn't understand why you brought in Chip Kelly and paid him all this money, and then you got rid of him midseason.
That was the quickest overpaid offensive coordinator let go I've ever seen in my entire life.
Which Chip does get hired and fired so much. Yes.
Chip Kelly's at Northwestern.
That he might stick there.
Yeah, I'm gonna say fair. It's fair.
I'm gonna say did him a solid.
Yeah.
They're gonna pay him for what? 2 more years.
2 more years.
2 more years. He gets to start his retirement. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. Fair. Jonathan Gannon, Arizona Cardinals.
Well, you know what? I think it's unfair to some degree because he got stuck with Kyler Murray, who just turns out to be he's a quarterback. I mean, he's a coach killer.
And I was about to say, and I've always said this, dude, I love to see somebody do what is deemed to be unpopular. He benched that motherfucker.
He did.
Like, shit. So, in that sense, I'm going to say unfair.
He's
telling y'all that he ain't it.
Y'all not listening.
Now y'all ready to try to trade him.
Then the last one, John Harbaugh, Baltimore Ravens.
That's a tough one.
It's like both.
Right, because 18 years, so you've had opportunities. But damn, dude, I
The way
mean,
they've lost these playoff games.
that's not his fault.
What
It's
the
like,
hell is he supposed to do?
right, Zach Flower or Zay
Zay
Flowers.
Flowers,
Hold on to the ball. Don't fumble at the goal line. What's the tight end last year?
uh,
The main tight end, and
man,
Andrews, right?
Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews. Catch the ball like you've been catching your entire Hall of Fame caliber career. Oops.
Kicker, you 29 for 29 on a year. The
You're right in the
Steelers,
middle of
the
the field.
Steelers did you a favor
Oh,
and missed the extra point.
With no wind.
and that game was in Baltimore, right?
Nah, it
No,
was
it
in
was in
Pittsburgh.
I was
Pittsburgh.
in Pittsburgh. Oh, okay.
Pittsburgh.
Well, yeah,
They
same
probably
difference.
turned on the wind machine, but
They probably did.
No, that flag. Hey, I never seen flags that steel before. Just saying.
Yeah,
I ain't never seen
that's
no balls shoot out like that. But
well, y'all talking about that last game. Go back to the beginning of the season where the Ravens are putting up like 40 points a game, and Derrick Henry of all people fumbles
fumble
away
going into the
two
end zone.
games. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 games he fumbles. It cost him. I mean, any one of those games, they're not even in this situation. They don't won a division. So yeah, man. I mean, it's tough because it's like the players really did a good job of getting you fired, but there are things he could have done. I mean, like Derrick Henry on the sidelines the week before. Like, what was that? Like, why is he
That
not in the
was
game?
which game was that?
It's a Cleveland game.
No,
No, in Cleveland. It was who? Was it? Cincinnati. It was Cincinnati.
they won the second one with Cincinnati.
I can't. I can't remember who it was.
Damn, who was that?
He was on the bench. It's like, what are we doing here, folks?
Second to last game of the season.
Yeah.
No, because Green Bay was the second to last. They won that one
against the Patriots.
The Patriots. That was the Patriots game.
Against the Patriots.
And they had the lead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so that didn't make any sense. But it's probably those fumbles at the beginning of the season scared him off. He didn't want him to fumble again. I don't know, but and it's not just this season. I mean, there've been some other things during the regular season, some other questionable stuff. And 18 years. I mean, it's been a good run.
That's a long
That's
time.
a long time.
Long time. I always or not I'm gonna say not who am I? I think Bill Walsh always talked about 10 years. That's the longest. That's the stretch that you have, and after that,
stop hearing your voice.
You're gonna lose the team at that point. And he got the 18, so
kudos.
Not bad. Does he get another job?
Harbaugh?
Yeah.
Yes,
he wants one.
He gets another job at ABC, NBC, Prime.
But they say it's only 6 jobs available right now, but they say 7 teams have contacted him.
Really?
Yes.
Who's the other team?
Right.
Green Bay.
What if Pittsburgh did a swap?
That would be insane.
Pittsburgh and Baltimore did a swap.
That'd be the greatest story in the last 10 years. That'd be the greatest story.
I think that would work.
Keep it going. Keep the rivalry going.
Yes, sir. Hey, Glenn, college football. Let's get into your world real quick. All the talk is about those Indiana Hoosiers.
Well deserved. And I'm here for it all. I am rooting for the Hoosiers as a great story. I'm all for the story. I love that a program that has done nothing my entire life, and it was known strictly as a basketball school, is now one of the more preeminent football programs in the nation.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, but
the life of NIL.
Yeah, I can say that proves right then and there, if nothing else, that the portal and NIL, as much as it may be, problematic for some coaches and keeping their jobs and some fan bases, I think it's great for the game overall because it does.
But also being able to coach and scheme out that portal because Because I mean, it's Indiana at the end of the day.
Well,
I mean, he might get in these guys out the portal, but at the same time, it's like
right. You still got to coach them.
in the beginning, nobody believed in that. Like,
No,
it's Indiana,
true.
so.
But I think what it does the NIL portal thing in Indiana as an example, and Ole Miss is another example of that, is that it allows players to stay a little bit longer because now there's no reason to run to the pros right away. So it gives you a little bit more time to develop. A guy like Aiden Fisher, who's one of the better linebackers in the country, could have left possibly last year after his first run with Indiana, but you stayed because now you're playing for something. You look at a lot of the kids in Ohio State. The Ohio State team that won last year, a lot of those guys didn't have to come back. They could have gone out the year before because they were going to be draft picks. Most of them were going to be first round or no worse than day 2 picks. But they stayed because they said, you know what, we want to come back and have a chance to win the championship, and they did. Penn State tried to emulate that this year because a lot of those guys, they had 19 returning starters. A lot of those guys could have gone into the NFL as well. It didn't work out, but my point is because of NIL, because there's money there, because of the portal, all those things, it allows players an opportunity to stay a little bit longer. Even if they don't stay with that program, they can stay in college. Give you another example, Carson Beck. He's a guy who's with Georgia. And I mean, not too many programs going to be as good or better than Georgia. And here he is. He could have gone pro, but Miami was like, no, let me talk to you. So he goes to the Hurricanes, and now here he is, an opportunity to improve his draft stock because it fell off after last year. So as a quarterback, you can improve your draft stock. Cam Ward did the same thing, left Washington State, went to Miami last year. They missed the playoffs, but he had a good enough run. People got to see him because he was at Miami. First pick overall. Carson Beck, he may have pushed himself into the first round. I don't think he's any worse than a day 2 pick at this point. And Miami has an opportunity to win a national championship. And it does a great thing for the coaches. A guy like Signetti, who had the success he had, he'd have been snatched up by an Alabama or by Michigan or some program like that. Indiana's like, oh, wait, hold on. We need to pay you more to keep you. I know we gave you money last year, but let's give you some more so you stay. Same thing in Oregon. Same thing in these other places. Vanderbilt. I mean, come on, man. You win at Vanderbilt. You win 8 games at Vanderbilt back-to-back years. If you win 8, you hot stuff.
Yeah.
That dude won double digits at Vanderbilt? Never thought I'd see it. The Indiana story, what's just second behind that is Vanderbilt. I mean, seriously, think about that.
Brett
Indiana,
Illinois.
Illinois has an opportunity.
2 straight 9-win seasons. That's never happened there before. He's coached for life.
Right. But that money, it allows that. So I think I'm here for the Indiana story. That being said, I think it's some bullshit when y'all keep coming after my SEC. That's all I got to say.
It's the truth.
Hey,
we got into it before the show started.
I'll say this: the dominance of my vaunted conference isn't there any longer. The dominance isn't. The relevancy never goes away because at SEC, it's just different, man. I'm telling you, it's just different there.
You sound like Cam, dude.
Is it?
But it's true. It is different.
I don't know.
I'm telling you,
dude, Cam Newton resorted to viewership. You know what that made Ryan Clark tell him? Oh, so we the Dallas Cowboys. Like, man.
I'm not gonna go there, but it is different. But he went past the viewership. I don't know if it was Ryan or Cam, or maybe they both said it. When you go to the games and SEC, it's different, man.
That's just because they don't have NFL teams in those areas. That's all.
I've been to Big Ten games. I've been to SEC games. It's different. I've been across the parts of the country where when I see an SEC person, I don't care what school it is, I can say something to them. I can pick at them for a second, and they get it, and I tell them where I went, and there's the laugh, and then there's the camaraderie. It's real.
I think that's just a Southern thing.
The SEC is just different, bro.
It's a Southern thing. That's all.
Call it what you want.
And
it's just different.
Smoke, you can. I think you can vouch for this. In our world, in the HBCU world, it's just different. Yeah, you're right down there. When you go to a Jackson State, to a Grambling, to a Southern, it's different than going to Hampton North Carolina. Well, no, I'll take A&T out of there.
A&T is
A
different.
Howard, Adele State. It's not the same. It's not the same. Two different things when it comes to the atmosphere that comes with that. And I think that's just from being down south. That's it.
Whatever you want to call it. So the Big 10, or is it the Big
But
12,
when
or
we
is it the
talk
Big
about when
16?
we talk about football, all right,
It's just
All right.
different, bro.
We ain't
the
we
Big
ain't
Ten,
look
the Big
experiences.
Ten,
We ain't talking
top
about
to bottom.
experiences.
Yeah, right. We're not talking about atmospheres. We're not talking about
Who
tailgates.
who
We're
cares
talking
about the Mississippi State experience?
about
They don't win shit. We don't
Man,
care about the Mississippi State experience.
outside of Michigan and Ohio State, who wins anything in the Big 10? I mean, I've been around. I've been around for some time, man. 50 plus
Yeah.
years. I ain't seen nobody from the Big 10 but Michigan or Ohio State win a challenge for a
You know what I'm
national
saying?
championship,
But
let alone win one. As
that's
good as
done now.
Wisconsin might have been,
That's
Michigan
done
State ain't
now.
never done it. Iowa ain't done it. And now y'all had to go ahead and recruit Washington and Oregon and
Washington's done it.
UCLA. No, that was the big Pac-12, brother.
I'm just saying. You're
Fact,
right.
I'm just saying
But
too. It was
they're in the Big
Pac-12,
Ten now. But they're in the Big Ten.
and they fell to the middle of the pack real quick. So I'm just saying, bro. It's SEC. I still think it's as deep, if not deeper, in a lot of ways, because
I don't agree.
you can look at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt came out of nowhere in back-to-back
Yeah. And
years.
then Iowa kicked their ass.
Oh
That
my
happened.
God, dude. The
It's
bowl
true.
games do not freaking matter, dude.
It's
Here's why the
true.
bowl games don't matter.
SEC schools are the only people I know
Oh my
say that
God.
after
And
they
no,
lose. After they lose.
we said, dude, we said before, we talk about national championships. We don't care about no damn bowl games. Dude,
Vanderbilt don't care about no bowl game.
the bowl games don't matter because players leave to go to the pros, players into the transfer portal, the freaking coaches leave and go to different teams. It's not the same. And for those teams who just missed the playoffs, they hard ain't in it because they're like, you know what, we should have been in the playoffs. They just have to get going through the
And
motion.
Yeah.
It's been like
Diego
that.
Pavia said they only need to score 7 points to beat Iowa.
Diego is Diego. He don't speak for the whole SEC. That dude is a different kind of animal anyway, man. That's a little pit bulldog, Rottweiler type mofo, man. That dude picks on a fight at a church convention. So he a different kind of cat, man. That dude's gonna be in the pros just out of sheer will. He's gonna be on somebody's team, backing somebody up just because he's got that kind of mentality. But no, man, the championships is what matters. And right now, the Big Ten, since the playoffs, you know, they want to know since the playoffs. Just expand. Well, I'm gonna count the 12, the playoff round tree. So
last year was the first year, 12.
that last was the first year. Right. But they've won the last 2 championships, so kudos there. So I'm not gonna trip. Like I said, the dominance of the SEC is not what it used to be because players can't get money. They do get paid. Those guys who were, 2, 3 deep at Georgia, Alabama, and LSU are
They're
going to
going
other
to other
schools now.
places now.
They're
Yeah.
going to other places now.
You don't got to stay in the south in the southeast
No. Hell,
to get
even
noticed.
even the starters
Get
league.
paid.
Quinshawn Junkins was running up stuff in the SEC at Ole Miss, transferred and went to Ohio State. So, Jameson was at Ohio State, transferred to Alabama. So it's been happening already. It's just happening in more of a situation now. But yeah, man, that being said, national championship, obviously there'll be a Big Ten team in there. I think Oregon will probably be the team to win it all. I don't know that Indiana's going to beat them again. It was close the first time around.
But it was in Oregon.
True, it was in Oregon. And I think there's something to be said for playing a team again when you don't underestimate them to some degree.
That's the one thing. Can they control the hype?
You think what's the name underestimated them the first time?
I think when you think to some degree when you're at home, I think you think that we're going to beat this team and we're Oregon and they're Indiana. It wasn't like it was like the 10th game of the season. It was like early on in the season, and they had a pick six. I mean, they had some things going in their favor, but Fernando Mendoza proved, the Heisman hype, him being worthy of the Heisman. One of those Heisman moments was coming back. That was like I think in early October.
October, yeah.
Early October. It was early October though. It was like game 5 or 6, something like that. So
it was
so
after It was after they beat the dog shit out of Illinois.
That's the game when I actually watched them, that Illinois game, and I said they literally they just took Illinois soul during that game and freaking they dog walked them. And I said
they did.
that's a different team right there.
But that's when you have to ask yourself, is Illinois for real or not? So I wasn't sure how convinced we were how good Illinois might
Illinois
be.
won 9 games this year.
No. You're saying after the fact. We're talking at that point in time when they played them early on. We didn't know if Illinois was.
Well,
we didn't know if Illinois was overrated.
I thought this Illinois team was better than last year's team that won 10 games coming in.
I thought they were better than Indiana.
Yeah.
At that point.
I understand what you're saying. I'm saying because you get beat that bad, at that point you have to question, is Illinois maybe overrated? You realize Illinois probably was.
What?
They were.
Well,
but Indiana was just that goddamn good.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, man.
I don't think Illinois was overrated. I think Indiana is that much better than them.
Well, certainly now after the fact, I agree. Yeah. But I'm saying in the moment right then, that was the hindsight of 2020 that we have right now. Let's keep in mind early on in the season, what did we see? We thought LSU was supposed to be a special team. They weren't.
Yeah.
Florida State beats, Alabama. You think like, oh, well, here we go. So early on, the first 4, 5, 6 weeks in the college season, because a lot of your games are against Sister Mary of the Little Poor, you're not really certain. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, Indiana's legitimate. There's no question there about that. I think Oregon kind of knows what to expect a little bit more so now. So we'll see what happens with that. Ole Miss and Miami, I'd be hard. The way Miami's played is hard. It's tough to bet against them, particularly with that defensive line. But yeah, I think any one of the 4 teams can definitely be in the championship game. I'm just going to lean on Oregon a little bit with the experience that they've had of some playing in bigger games and being really close to being in that national championship game. A couple of years back, they lost to Washington. Otherwise, they've been playing for a national championship with Bo Nix as the quarterback. So I'm just going to lean towards Washington a little bit. Lean towards Oregon on this one a little bit.
I just think Cignetti is the best coach, and it's not even close. And so,
really,
yeah,
not even close because they barely beat Penn State. Barely beat Penn State.
I mean, hey, it shit happens.
Just saying. Okay, well, yeah, you can lose it against a team against like Oregon, which is a solid program too.
The Penn State game was the wake up call.
That was a really good game.
That was the wake up call.
It's great ending.
The wake up call.
No, that entire game was good. I watched. That was a good game. But that was a game I actually watched all the way through.
I'm saying that was the wake up call, man. You was feeling yourself.
And you barely beat Ohio State team that got trounced, that got beat up by Miami, right? So
they did what Miami did.
I'm just messing with you. No, Cincinnati's a really good coach. Google him. That's what he tells you. Google him.
Yeah, because everybody was picking Bama to beat him.
I found it interesting. What took so long? Why wasn't he picked out? Years before.
He probably doesn't look like the kind of coach that's going to be that guy. Maybe his charisma is so understated that they just. I don't know, man.
And he did something smart. He said, "You know what? Let me go down a level, take over a program," and he was able to pull himself up that way. Which, hey, kudos to him. That's awesome.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yes, sir. Let's go to picks before we get out of here. So we haven't talked. Like I said, we haven't talked since week 16 of the NFL season. After that Bears-Packers game, and let me open up my trusty notebook here. All right. Smoke, you were the winner this week. In this week. Now, this is going back to, what was that, week 16 of the NFL season. And that week the Eagles played. You took the Eagles minus 6.5. You took the Bills minus 10, and you took the Saints. And if I pull this up, the Eagles had the Commanders at minus 6. You got that. The Bills were 10-point favorites against the Browns. They only won 23-20 in that game. And the Saints were 4.5-point favorites. And you took that one. They were playing the Jets, so good job. 2-1. And you are now 15-18 overall. Glenn, you and I both went 1-2.
It's crazy.
Glenn, you had the Rams giving away a point to who they play that week?
Panthers.
The Seahawks. That was the big Thursday night game.
Thanks, Sam Darnold, jackass.
Actually, wait a minute. No, you lost that. I'm sorry, you lost.
No, I think you're right about that change you're about to make. Just go ahead, give me the win. It's fine.
Nah, you lost that one. I'm sorry. You took the Jags. Plus, they were 3-point dogs going to Denver, and they took down Denver that week 34-20. And then you took the Texans.
Bastards.
Minus 14 against the Raiders, and they only took them down by 2. So you lost that
weird.
one.
That's weird. That's really weird.
Yeah. So that pushes you to 15-18. You guys are tied now at 15-18. And then I had the Bills at minus 10, lost that one. I took the Chiefs minus 3.5.
Why are you picking the Chiefs? Anything?
Because I thought Gardner Minshew was going to be able to get a dub, and then Gardner Minshew got knocked out in that game.
Yeah.
And
he tore his ACL too, right?
Yeah, totally ended the Chiefs season. And they were playing the Titans. I thought Gardner could get a win in that one. And yeah, that didn't happen. I did get a win in the Chargers. Chargers took down the Cowboys.
Nobody was watching that game
On Sunday. Yeah, but I still
Nobody
got
was
the
watching
win.
that game.
So
Sunday
I am 18-15 overall.
We about to catch you, man. We're about to go 3-0. You about to go 0-3, and we all gonna be tied up at 18 or not 18. Yeah, 18-18.
That's definitely possible. That would not shock me. We could do college and pro this week. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's do it. Glenn, if you want to go first, go for it.
Yeah, taking the Eagles, baby. Saquon Barkley. 49ers can't stop a nosebleed running the ball. Eagles, Saquon and Jalen Hurts run all over them. Eagles get that playoff pedigree, make another run for a Super Bowl. Eagles minus 4.5. I'm going to take the Eagles. Now, because I'm just tired of this bullshit where I just keep losing stuff, I'm going to take some overs and unders. That damn it, I'm switching it up, baby.
Go for it.
So I'm going to take the Bears, Packers, something I said, I normally stay away from Bears game. Take the under. Final score might be 10-7. But I'm going to take the Bears, Packers in an under. I think it's 45.5. So I'm taking the under on that one.
Okay.
23-20 final score. Bears. And then I'm going to take the over in the Rams Panthers. Rams are going to score the over by themselves. Going to score 50 points. Now, but the over and under is 46.5. I'm going to take the over with that one.
All right. Smoke, who you
Look
got?
at that. Just off the side note, the under for the Texans and Steelers is so God bless horrible. It is 39.5 points. That is horrible for two professional teams.
I'll take the over in that.
Yeah, you would think. Those fools might get the under, might set a record.
What's the weather in Pittsburgh?
I don't know whether that side could be frightful. I have no idea. That might be adding to it a little bit.
I gotta look at that.
Whew.
Smoke, who you got?
I'm gonna go Carolina plus 10.5. I'm taking Jacksonville plus 1.
It's embarrassing. You're a home team and you're a 10-point underdog. Oh my God.
And
I probably should take that
going to go. I'm doing this with my heart and not my head. Go Chargers plus 3.5. I just want Kevin Wildes on First Things First to cry on national TV. He talks so much shit about the Bears and Caleb. He just being so naive when it comes to Drake May right now that it's annoying. And I actually like Drake, but he's pissing me off. So I'm gonna bet against them every damn week if they keep winning.
All right. Let's see. The 49ers are beat up, man. But I'm gonna take the points. I'm gonna go Niners plus the 4.5. I am going to take the Texans minus 3. And for purposes, you guys know why.
Take the Green Bay.
I'm gonna take the Green Bay Packers minus the 1.5.
Weird logic there, man.
We all know why. Man, Bears are home dogs.
There's a lot of home dogs this weekend.
Interesting.
Disrespectful.
Bears home dogs, Jacksonville home. I think the Jacksonville one is the most egregious to me.
The Jacksonville one you think's the most egregious?
Yes. They've been playing far better football than the Buffalo Bills.
This past month, they
far better
really
football
good
than the Buffalo Bills. They doing that because of Josh Allen. That shit is sickening.
He's a rating MVP.
I don't give a goddamn.
You don't think the Panthers is the most egregious? That's the double-digit home dog.
No, because the Panthers backed their way in.
They're 8-9.
But the Panthers beat the Rams, didn't they?
They did.
That's why that's egregious. That you beat them and you still think that at home in a playoff game where it really matters, a double-digit under? I get if you're going to say like 3.5. Hell, I'll give you 5.5. You're going to double that 10? It's like saying, don't even show up. We got you beat already. You're already down 10 points.
You make it like you put it like that, man.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Okay. But yeah,
that's
they
totally
dogs.
Disrespectful.
Carolina, Jacksonville, Bears, and Pittsburgh are all home
dogs. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of the Easy Smoke and the GM podcast. We want to thank everyone for listening. We greatly appreciate it. You can catch our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, or wherever you find your favorite podcast. You can also catch the video version on YouTube at search for HP53 Productions, and you'll find
it's on your shirt.
A link to our podcast.
It's on your shirt.
You'll find a link to our podcast and the Super Duper podcast hosted by Rob Griggs. Yo, Glenn.
Yep.
Please take us out.
Hey, like I always say here, Easy Smoking the Gym podcast. We ain't saying we're right, but Google us.
Google me. Take it easy. We catch you after Wildcard Round.
Peace.